I'm very sorry that I'm late. Good morning. Whew. All right. Freya, good morning. Vic, good morning. Whoo-wee. I did not want to get up this morning. Marilyn, good morning. Welcome. And I'm late because I'm late because I didn't get up this morning, and then I went ahead and tried to feed the dogs, and Wilson didn't want to eat, and he wanted to go out. He had to use the bathroom, so when he went out, then everybody else had to go out, which is the normal morning routine. So I apologize because I didn't get out of bed. They still got what they want, and I'm late coming to y'all. So it's the morning after. Yeah, I was up till, I don't know, sometime after 1. I quit looking at the clock at that point. So yeah, sometime after 1. I got a lot accomplished, but then about, I don't know, 5 or 6, the website started playing games, and they didn't have enough bandwidth to support all the people that were trying to either file extensions or do their taxes last minute. Marilyn, good job. You know, I used to get on people about filing an extension, and I'm not going to do that anymore. You guys want to feel better about yourself? I filed my first extension yesterday for my own taxes. Yep. I'm not done either. So, you're not alone. And it's okay. I just had so much more that went on in 2023 that I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to make sure I did it right. And I feel like I learned so much more during this tax season that I'll be able to do an even better job of my own taxes. Vic said, I had a terrible time with eBay the last few days. I had a return, but couldn't find a way to reach out to the buyer. They sent the wrong item. eBay refunded. I requested eBay to review via email. Wow. Yeah, and if right from the beginning, if you can't find a way to reach out to the buyer, as soon as the whatever it is opened, automatically reach out to eBay right then and there. Vic says, appeal requested an affidavit from me about the item being the wrong item, sent back. An affidavit? So you couldn't get eBay on the phone. You know what? Don't give up. And I'm not sure why you couldn't get eBay on the phone until after it was closed. I mean, there's usually like 4 days. Wow. I would call them back. Here's a so if you call early in the morning, like as soon as it lets you for your location, right? Which I think is like 6 a.m. for me, maybe 5 a.m. for you. You usually will get someone, or at least I have had I've been getting people that were like from the UK, so like maybe England or Scotland. In which case, if they're, I tend to not care when I get off the phone because I like listening to their accent. But they've always been really good about making sure that my issue is resolved. So, okay. So, Vic is saying that the buyer was surprised and admitted it was the wrong item. Then she spoke with eBay on the phone finally, and the guy was American this time. He messaged the appeals team to see if the appeals manager could review, and they are reviewing. The buyer wants his other item back. Yeah. Sure, if he pays for shipping. Tell him you'll list it. Well, eBay's not going to reach out to the buyer about the wrong item. The most that they would do would be to refund the buyer at no cost to you. Brandless button shirt. Wow. The one they sent back is a brandless button shirt? Oh my goodness. Well, I don't even, good morning, Larry. I don't even worry about like negative feedback anymore. If they give me a negative or a neutral, it's like, it's whatever. I feel like it's a little more honest. Buyer is tracking down your jacket through the Amazon returns. Yeah, he got refunded. He don't give a rat's patootie. And there's no way he's going to get that back. He swapped the things. Amazon's not going to care, right? So Amazon's not going to care. they're still going to give him his refund over on Amazon, even though he sent back the wrong item. eBay gave him the refund, even though he sent the wrong item. Hang on. I just found the mute button. He's already been paid, refunded on both sides. So both of the sellers on both sides are the ones that got hurt in this. Now, I will say, you did not get your item back to sell. So this is one of those cases where you can write off that amount as returns and allowances. And honestly, I think that's just how I'm going to start handling it all. Just don't tell the big guy, because I mean, I know that it teaches bad habits, but the time, the extra shipping, I can write it off and just move on. So don't tell my eBay buyers. But that's probably how I'm just going to handle it from now on. That was what I was figuring I would do once I was mobile anyway. It's just refund. So if I end up with problem children, then I will just block them. Good morning, Robin. Vic says, hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sarah's not feeling well today, but excuse me. But I think that we still have our podcast with Liz Wilcox going live today. Let's see. Vic says, I told eBay I was doing all this so they could figure out the problems with their customer service changes, so my fellow sellers will benefit from my struggles. Very good. Larry says, that's why I do gig work now. No return on food. Yes. Okay. I agree with you, but like returns for me are few and far between. I don't want to throw out a number or anything because I don't want to I don't want to manifest any returns. But I rarely get them, and it's just, it's part of business. People return stuff. And people will return food. They just can't return it to you. Here's the other thing. You are exchanging time for money with that particular type of gig work. You're exchanging time for money. You can only deliver one order at a time, right? And get paid for that piece. Whereas I can spend an hour listing 10 items and get sales 24 hours a day, even if I'm sleeping or out having a good time or whatever, sick in bed, it doesn't matter. My store is going 24/7 for a minimal amount of effort in putting listings up. So I don't think it's one or the other. I think that having a healthy balance of exchanging time for money with things that can work for you when you're not is the key. So I posted yesterday that yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of me launching my workbook on Gumroad, which I moved off of Gumroad January and onto a different platform that doesn't cost me near as much money. So that one item, my workbook, has been what's launched the rest of my business, and it's not 100% passive because I get lots and lots of messages and emails and questions and things like that, mostly because people don't watch any of the training. But regardless, I mean, granted that, the training isn't the best, but there is training and there is instructions in it. Vic says messages have made it better and made you better. Okay. I agree with that. I want to get to the point where it is, where I have it laid out, and not it. The workbook is, in my opinion, the workbook is perfect the way it is. Like, there's nothing more for me to change. Well, actually, there is one other thing I was going to change, but I want to have better training for it. So I want to have an FAQ. I want to have written instructions. I want to have video instructions. I mean, like, more laid out step-by-step type stuff. So let's see. Tags for You says, I have had the issue of buyers returning different items. One was special offer just for you, pair of UGG slippers. They returned a different size, same shoe. The other, a completely different dress. And I don't know if you missed it or not, but Tags for You, if that happens, then you can take the entire amount that was refunded and write it off as returns and allowances. You did not get your item back to resell. Larry says, I was never good at eBay with finding items, was doing it for 10 to 15 years, finally said that was enough. Okay, and that's fair. eBay's not for everybody, I'm just saying that I want people to find a way that they can earn some kind of income that's a little more passive. Vic says, job security, new people, easy to repeat all your info. Just with patience and save space. Yep. Vic says, to write off items not sent back correctly, no worries, and move on. Exactly. And Larry likes video instructions. So yeah, I have video instructions. I do. It's an overview, and it's one of those things that if somebody comes in here, one of these 5 days a week calls, then I'm happy to answer questions about the workbook. Happy to. I'll share my screen. I'll show you exactly what to do. No problem. That's kind of why I do this. Is to not to talk. I don't do this to talk about me, y'all. I do this to help you guys. I do this to offer expertise and knowledge and stuff to you guys and more training for the workbook. The biggest problem I actually have is technology and people not knowing how to use Excel online, or not knowing how to use Excel, or not knowing how to upload a file or download a file. It's more technical stuff that I have issues with than it is the actual workbook. For the most part, the workbook is self-explanatory. You get in there, and if you have any idea about bookkeeping, as soon as you find the little drop down arrow on the expense tab, then most people are golden at that point. It's um that little drop down arrow that likes to hide, that looks like it's in the next box over. That's really the only problem uh with trying to understand the workbook. The problem before that is people don't understand expenses. So that's why I'm going to do the deductions intensive. I need to start putting together. I have to sit down. Now the tax season is officially like the deadline is passed. The next deadline is October 15th, and I am not dragging these out. But between probably the rest of this week, I'm going to be dabbling a little bit here and there, getting some stuff done. But I want to launch the deductions intensive for May. So I need to get that set up so that and figure out exactly how I'm going to go about it. Which I've got a pretty good idea. Yeah, I have a pretty good idea of how I'm going to do it. So Larry says, I was watching the instructions on the workbook. Do I need to make it live to use it? I don't know what you mean by make it live. Vic says all that they need, the safe space to get directions to get through anxiety when they can figure out how to do, then they can figure out how to do all the technology. Your safe space is what you need to monetize. The problem with that is that I get frustrated because I don't know how to teach the technology part. And because everybody's level is so different, yeah, I'm not so sure how safe the space is. Because I get frustrated. I try. I really do. I try. I don't feel like I succeed in that department. Vic says this is stuff no one wants to know or learn. I know. I'm trying to change that. I really am. I'm trying to change that. So we got 6 people watching. Only 2 have hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up for me. I was looking at my hours this morning, and based on what I've gotten for hours in the last 28 days, I think it's going to take, if it goes at the same rate, and I hope that it doesn't go at the same rate, I hope that it grows, it goes faster. But if it grows at the same rate, then I should be able to hit 2,000 hours by the end of, well, a month from now. And then if I get like 300, so it would take me another 3 months. So 4 months to get to 3,000 hours. So I should hit 4,000 hours by the end of the year, or before the end of the year. So 8 months. No, by the end of the year. So hopefully I can figure out a way to make it grow a little bit faster than that. Vic says, you are really good at walking us through stuff that is basic for you, but daunting for people who are attracted by you. Okay. I appreciate that. I do try. Larry says, is it okay to write my miles on paper, then put total for the day in the workbook? Sure. So here's the thing though. When you leave the house to go out for gig work, then if that's all you're doing, all of the miles until you get home should be in there. So what you would need would be the total number of miles and like all the places that you went. So you could for that, I don't know what with the gigs that you do, I don't know what the backup looks like for that. So whether they give you like a list of places that you went. Excuse me. But you would need that, and you wouldn't necessarily have to put that directly into your into the workbook, but Vic says, I'm going into my day job office tomorrow morning, might not be here. Okay, honey. We will miss you. I will miss you. Vic says, you know that movie Inside? No. Larry says, a lot of different places. I do write down what places. Okay, that's cool. So the whole goal is that you just get a total to put on your taxes, but you have backup written somewhere that if you are asked what the miles were and where you went, that you would be able to get that information. Vic says, emotions in our heads. Inside 2 is coming out. Okay. I haven't heard of the first one. We got 4 thumbs up and 7 people watching. Hit the like button, please. Thank you. All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I am going to hop off of here and take my doggies back out again, because they didn't get to finish their business, and I have to go force my one dog to eat. So I appreciate you guys. Head over to Ching Chats and watch the video or listen to the video with Liz Wilcox. If you don't want to do that on YouTube, head over to Spotify. Liz Wilcox is on the current season of Survivor, and we couldn't talk a whole lot about Survivor, but she is competing on the current year of Survivor. And it was a great conversation. I really, really enjoyed talking to her. So, I hope you guys enjoy listening to it as well. Vic says, so this is about the movie Inside. Okay, so she was going to compare me to Joy dragging sadness through the maze. So that gave me a really good visual. Gosh, I gotta get the people not so sad. Not so sad. Be happy. All right, everybody, have a great day. See you in the morning. Oh, members call tomorrow. Bye. Love you too.